Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Kids and Capes Kickstarter actual play. We have an amazing adventure for you that is written by one of the creators of Kids and Capes, Austin Taylor. And oh, yes, hi, I'm Markeia McCarty. I'm the community director for Hunters Entertainment. And I have an amazing cast of people here, some who have played Kids on Bikes and some who have not. But all of them are about to experience what Kids and Capes is. So your origin story begins here. I am going to ask for each of you to introduce yourselves and also introduce the brand new trope that you have that is exclusive to Kids and Capes that everybody will be enjoying your character today. So we're going to start off with Tanya. Please, if you can introduce yourself, where people may know you from, and then also the trope that you will be bringing our character that will be breathed into life with you today.
Hey, my name is Tanya DePass. You probably know me online as Cypher of Tyr, previously on Rivals of Waterdeep and the Black Dice Society, both D&D 5e shows that ran for a long time, both of them. Also, I stream on the internet, game dev, I cause trouble around, and the trope I am bringing is Soul Survivor. So we'll see how that works out for us.
Excellent. Yes, I'm very interested how that's going to end up playing out. So, Xander, if you can also please introduce yourself and this wonderful trope that you've chosen out
Yes,
of the ones that we have to offer.
I'm very excited for this. Hi, I'm Xander Jeanneret. I stream on the internet as at Xanderiffic with 2 R's, 1 F. You may know me from LA by night or New York by night, or from Relics and Rarities, or just from around the internet. And I'm going to be bringing to life Not of This World, which I thought was very, very interesting for kids on capes, kids in capes.
I know, because kids on bikes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Totally feel you. Jason Charles Miller, thank you so much for joining us. And also, for, fun fact for those out there, this is Jason's first time playing one of the Powered by Kids on Bikes properties.
I know, right? It's kind of nuts that I haven't played it yet, considering all the RPGs I've played. Hi, I'm Jason Charles Miller. I'm a singer and a voice actor, and you might know me from my many years on Geek and Sundry. And you might know me because it just came out. I got to give a slight plug to the brand new Killer Clowns from Outer Space video game, where I voice not only a clown but also a cop. So we got both ends of the spectrum there in that game. Today I'm going to be playing a misunderstood punk.
Oh my gosh. Perfect trope for you to choose for one. And then for the other, I didn't know Killer Clowns made a video game. And then also you're a clown and a cop. You're like both of my fears.
Exactly.
I love this. I'm so excited for what your misunderstood punk will do with us today.
I was definitely misunderstood punk in high school, so this is perfect. More on the metal side, but still, that was me.
I love this. Oh, I'm so excited. Joseph H. Johnson. Sorry, let me use your government name. Please go ahead and introduce yourself and then also the trope that you've chosen for us today.
Thank you for having me. What's going on? It's your boy Joe Johnson, aka Black Nito, aka Bushido Brown, host of Tabletop Jocks, where all things tabletop are fair game, mostly Magic, but we dabble here and there. But I'm very excited to get into this. I'm trying to get into my TTRPGs and stuff like that. So let's get it in. Today we're doing the trope of the family's protector, and let's see what it do.
Excellent. Okay, so for those that are wondering, for Kids and Capes, this is not a completed game just yet. Our Kickstarter is live right now. In fact, when you are viewing this, please just go ahead over to Kickstarter and put in Kids and Capes and check us out. We may be in the final 3 days. We may be halfway through, but whenever it is, it will be ending soon. So you should go ahead and check out everything that has to offer. So the creators of Kids and Capes are the same creators that have brought you the beautiful Powered by Kids on Bikes line that is Doug Lewandowski and Jonathan Gilmore Long, along with a number of new creators. Please check out our creator interview, which is also on our Kickstarter page and is also on our YouTube. So go to youtube.com/huntersbooks, and you can check out everything that we have to offer, including clips and shorts and other promo things. But let's go ahead and jump into this particular adventure that is written by one of the creators, Austin Taylor. It is called All Summer Long. So we will be doing a particular version of this. So let's go ahead and jump into the world that is Kids and Capes. For those that know Kids on Bikes, and those that know the mechanics very well, Kids and Capes tends to somewhat be like that, but there are differences, such as with the difficulty table, and here I'm kind of talking to the GMs. So there is a risks and stress table. So you know all about that initiative order. We are kind of gonna throw that out the window because it is going to be about role playing, and every role that you do in combat incurs risk and stress, whether that is in combat or outside of combat, does affect your character's stats. And we're all teenagers here in this one, 16 years of age. So let's just see where stress ends up landing on this. So for our players, they have already gone ahead and created their actual characters. We are going to answer some short character questions. Anyone who's familiar with Kids on Bikes, you know that there is a co-creative role-playing character experience that happens with the characters of figuring out, hey, what's the town that we go in? Where's this? And you build positive and or negative relationships with those around you. All of that is basically already set in for this particular adventure. So let us get to it. So for my players that are here right now, if you can please introduce the normal human name, I guess would be the best way to say that. And please describe them in their very normal everyday life. Let's go ahead and do it in reverse order than we did before. So Joseph, if you could just tell us your character name and just describe them.
Okay. My character name is Eric Rochefort. Yes, he's adopted because that last name is not, we were in Detroit. So like, obviously that name is not born from where I am, but my parents were really cool. They gave me a nice home. They went off on a mission, and the family protector thing is kind of where, I came in. They haven't been back in months, and I got a little brother and sister I need to take care of. And so I've been kind of like the father and mother figure of the family. I'm standing at 6 foot. I gotta, I'm very active in sports, especially on the track team. I love running track, so that's kind of my main thing. And I idolize a lot of the superheroes that are in the world, and I want to be the fastest in the world.
Nice. For those for where our adventure is set, superheroes, superpowers, supervillains are mundane. This has been around for 3 generations now. And like other world events that people are like, oh, that was so long ago, why are you even thinking about it? These events are also that like 3 generations strong. So yes, there are a few rags to riches heroes, but those are the outliers. It tends to be very powerful and connected individuals are somehow the ones that have all the superpowers, somehow are the ones that are out there getting all the good press and the good marketing. But of course, like the rest of us that one day hope to have superpowers. Thank you so much, Eric. It is so good to meet you. So Jason, can you please go ahead and tell us your character's name and then also describe them?
Sure. His name is Justin McDonald. He is long and lanky. He's got long, stringy blonde hair. He wears a jean jacket with patches all over it. Lots of demons and aliens all over the patches on his jacket. And various bands that are maybe not maybe we can mention, maybe we can't. So I'll just say, they're nondescript band names written all over his jean jacket in Sharpie. He wears.
You know what? Mention it. Do it.
He loves Iron Maiden, Slayer.
Yes.
He loves all of those sort of classic Black Sabbath. He loves the classic metal bands, and his in this world, I'm going to pretend that Ragnarok exists, and that's his favorite role-playing game to play is Ragnarok, Gods of Metal. So anyway, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He is, he's definitely not popular. People, when they see him walking down the hall in the high school, they sort of turn the other way, and that's Justin. He doesn't care. He's misunderstood, and he's just angry at the world.
Oh, so say we all. Even the ones that I feel were the popular kids, I feel are misunderstood punk inside. I'm looking forward to this. Xander, please introduce
Yes.
your character and describe them for us.
Yes, I'm very excited to bring to the table Hugh, man being, of the Icelandic man beings. My parents were actually on a mission to study humans, I'm sorry, humanities. And so they were brought over from afar, and I was along with them as a diplomat's son. But for some reason, the government found out that my parents were from Iceland, and they spirited them away. So they've been missing. And so I did the next logical thing was to continue the family mission of studying humanities.
I
So
I love this.
I am deep undercover, and I register sort of like albino features. There is something that's sort of like a little off-putting or alien-esque, one might say. Their clothing is like a futuristic version from like the 2000s. So it's a lot of like bits and bobs. Like it doesn't make quite sense, but it's all there, and I'm sure it serves some sort of purpose. They're about 5'3", and they carry themselves sort of awkwardly. They have large Jinko jeans. They might be
Again.
admitting something.
So say we all.
Yeah.
Tanya, please go ahead and describe your character and yes, please describe your character.
So my character is Invicta, and she basically, is a little darker than I am. Her hair is in locks, but she constantly keeps it like pulled back so it's out of the way. And she looks like she's either about to go to like a Fishbone concert or an Evanescence concert. Either way it could go. But she is very much like goth punk, like no one talked to me, no one acknowledged me. It basically she's the creepy kid that no one knows what to do with. And unlike Eric, her parents went off on a mission, but unlike Eric, she knows her parents ain't coming back. So she is kind of bonded with the rest of the group of my parents are gone. If I have siblings, don't know where they could be. Who knows? And she's very much like, I can't trust people because my parents told me they were coming back and they didn't. So that is the biggest promise of my life broken. And so she's kind of adopted the rest of the group, but also is very much like, these are my people, but I fully expect you all to betray me any moment and lie to me.
Oh my goodness. Woo. Oh, this group. This group of angst. Oh, I love this. I love this. Okay, so let's answer some quick character questions with each other, and then we are going to jump into this adventure. So, out of y'all, which character has always wanted to become a superhero? This can be all of you, but it should be at least one of you.
I think Eric for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. That's like what I'm striving to do.
Definitely wanted to be a superhero. Always. Okay, so how long has this group been friends? This can be recent, or this can be your entire lives. Well, depending, and but you are established friends.
I feel like maybe what if we met in junior high back when like we were all trying to figure out who we were. So it's the exception to the rule that the four of us are friends. That you know that friendship actually stayed into high school. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Except for Hugh, who's new.
Yeah.
That could be, yeah.
He's a weird kid too, so we just kind of kept him.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion. What if it's the gifted and talented program?
Oh yeah.
Why are you coming for us, Xander?
I know, it was us.
I was there too.
Yeah.
Worst name for a program ever. Hey, want to get picked on? Join this. You know, we're gonna put you in this group where everyone's gonna pick on you forever.
Oh, you got a choice in that, did you?
I didn't actually.
I'm like, oh no. Can my character always have wanted to be a super villain?
Ooh. You know what? Let's continue with our questions. I think that will answer itself.
All right.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love this. And then yes, yay, fellow burnouts in the gifted and talented program.
Yeah. People pleasing.
Okay, so
Is that where that came from?
oh yes.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh yes.
Still
okay.
thinking that about my personality.
So I'm going to describe a couple of people that are in the community. These are community members and potential allies for you. And then I'm going to ask you a couple of questions on how people would naturally respond to them. So with this adventure all summer long, we have Xander Sumner, he, him. So he's the smartest kid in the neighborhood. So smart that he has enough credits from his dual enrollment program to technically have an associate's degree before finishing high school next year. So yes, he's a senior. Everyone trusts Xander, loves him in the neighborhood, and he recently got an internship with a scientist, Dr. Nathan Essex, at his lab that just opened at the university downtown. And he's begun to work towards what he calls my next big thing. So there's Xander Sumner, who's part of the community. There's also Monroe Jones. Monroe, or as many tend to call her, Miss Jones, is the de facto spearhead of the block. She plans the block parties. She settles disputes between neighbors. She's always finding ways to make children in the community laugh, smile. They're also they're also a teacher at the high school. They're a self-defense instructor at the community center. And a lot of people joke that Miss Jones somehow is able to be in two places at one time because of how busy they seem to be. They've been planning a big party for the summer, and that's going to happen in about a week or so, and it is the only thing anyone seems to talk about. There is KT, they, them. Every community has that one person. So you know the one. They always seem to be where you least expect them. They know a shocking amount of information about everyone and just have a general vibe of don't cross me. That's KT. They moved here 2 summers ago. They're taking a gap year before college, so they are older than you. Y'all are 16. They're friendly enough to where they're never asked to leave a function, but they definitely give off the energy that they would love to fight. They'd have a lot of fun in a fight. So, they're also taking time off to build something they call the computer of my dreams. And then last but not least, there is Candace Kwan, she, her. Candace is the golden child of the community home for summer from university, a psychology student. She's on a full ride with the graduate level programs. And she's the older stepsister of Xander. Candace focuses on the concrete. Xavier's more on the abstract. But despite being a psychology student, Candace wants to pursue a new career path, one that she says is much more hands-on. So with knowing those characters, which character out of you has always sort of hated Xavier? The smartest kid, a senior, already is going in as a sophomore into college, and he hasn't even finished high school yet.
I can I could.
It can be more than one.
Yeah, Justin could be like, whatever with that guy. He's such an overachiever. Like, he just, what's he even doing?
Ooh, maybe you were like childhood friends and you've had this like rift.
Who's he trying to impress? I remember back on the playground when neither of us got picked.
Nice. Okay, so which character has always sort of envied Candace? Let's have it be a different character.
Envy/hate. Because, like, oh, it's her. What's the girl in Stardew Valley? Haley? She's my Haley. Because I want to find a way. I know Stardew Valley is non-violent, but I want to find a way to throw her in a thresher maw in Stardew Valley.
There's someone in the group that, even though they don't know KT well, always vibed with him. Who is that?
I want to say that's Hugh, because KT is so like an odd case for humanity that he was like fascinated by them and their behavior.
Okay, and someone has been called the next Monroe Jones. I'm guessing that's going to be Eric.
Take it.
So that connective tissue.
That makes sense.
Okay. And then final question that we have before we're getting into this. Who is most likely to be voted most likely to become a villain?
Yeah, Invicta.
I
But we
mean,
here for it though.
she already dresses like a villain, so
Now I'm picturing this sort of like My Hero Academia rules where a villain is like a career path sort of a thing. Like,
I mean, I could do very well as a villain.
yeah.
I could bring bounty to the people and peace if they just listen to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Only they'd listen.
Yeah.
Only they did exactly what she said at all times. I'm just glad she's on my side.
So just to flesh out the world a little bit more of this world that you exist in, which is happening in the year 2019. Remember that golden year before anything in the past 4 years has happened? 5 years has happened. Yes, this is all happening in the golden year of 2019 in Detroit, Michigan. So some things there for organizations and groups that exist in your world that everybody knows about. There is Essential Incorporated. Essential Incorporated is the corporation that houses the lab that Xavier works out of. So during the day in the summer, he spends most of his time there. So they're located downtown, but they're a friend to the community. They fund community events. Monroe Jones is like hand in hand with them with funding community events. They're very open to having members of the community come and work with them. Notably, during her summer vacation, Candace has also been spending time with them. Note that Candace is the older stepsister of Xavier. No one's entirely sure what happens at Essential Incorporated. It can be anything from cutting edge science to standard business practices. You've heard that there are superheroes and supervillains within this world. The superhero that everyone knows is Motorman. Motorman is located in Detroit, Michigan, and is the most popular superhero out of all the superheroes that exist for your particular city. He is able to get everything done with a smile on his face, but he's also real. I mean, know what I mean? So there is Motor Jones, very mainstream, very palatable to everyone, but he does get the job done. Take with that as you will, or how your characters feel about it, and if you look up to him or not. The supervillain that everybody knows about is actually the latest out of a long line. There's a very mysterious supervillain called Cycle. No one actually knows a lot about Cycle. They've only shown up recently. They always leave a calling card in every crime that they commit, and that is a picture of a Mobius strip. They've mostly committed unrelated petty crimes, very, very petty crimes, but some fear that there is a connection that is being missed, and soon something huge might happen. And that takes us into our adventure today. Everyone here wakes up on July 24th, 2019 at home. Your morning is going fairly normal. You're going to get up and start your day as you normally would. Justin, go ahead and tell me how your normal July 24th, 2019 day begins. It is during the summer, so school is out. How does your day begin?
Then I don't wake up till like 1 p.m. at least. But I had this dream. I had this crazy dream that I should invest in medical masks for some reason. I don't know why. But July of 2019. But I'm gonna ignore that, and I'm just gonna turn on my favorite Led Zeppelin album and just blast it throughout the whole neighborhood. I know I'm pissing off everybody, but I don't care.
And as you are in your bedroom, blasting Led Zeppelin, surrounded by posters, classic ones, Iron Maiden, Slayer, Black Sabbath, there's a pile of different colored Black's clothing that's in the corner. Some is clean, some is maybe not as clean, but wearable happening. You know,
some are blue black, some are black black, some are brown black, some are gray. They faded, but they were all black at one point.
Nice. And you know what? You can't smell the laundry, so therefore it's wearable.
Right. As long as it doesn't stink, it's good.
Exactly. So as you leisurely wake up and blast your music, that is how you begin your July 24th, 2019. Eric, you wake up July 24th, 2019. This is a normal everyday morning for you. What does this look like for Eric?
We up at 5 a.m., 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and we're already out the door at like 6:08, 6:09 after I check in on everybody, make them a little breakfast, and I'm running laps around the city. And I'm making sure I run past and I hear, the blaring of some like music in the background a little bit later on. And I'm like, yeah, that's got to be Justin. Yep. All right.
Well, if you started running at 6:08, I haven't even gone to bed yet.
Yeah, true. Exactly. You still up?
Yes, I love this. And Eric, you are, while you're out on your run, I mean, there's a number of people that you run into that you normally run into. In any case, one of them is Monroe Jones. You see her outside of the community center as she is preparing, because like in a week, they're about to have this huge community party. You see her, she's kind of struggling to put up a couple of decorations. They're not going up just yet. She's practice putting up things for when the actual day comes up. As you're running by, she's like, "Hey, what's up, Eric? You looking good. You got that stride going on, baby."
Well, thank you, Miss Jones. I'm trying to keep up on the level, but if you need any help, I got you.
Oh, babe, I'm good. I'm good with this. No, this is, you know me, I obsess, and this is just me obsessing. But when day comes, I'm gonna have to asking your siblings to help out, and I'll set aside the good plates for you.
Oh, that's you ain't said number the thing. You know where we at? Just let me know. I got you.
As you run on, you do encounter other people, but we are going to go back to everybody else's normal July 24th, 2019 morning. Specifically, Hugh,
Yes.
describe what because this is outside of the eyes of anyone else viewing
Yes.
you.
This is absolutely 100% normal. We'll see on the outside a very shiny RV that is parked kind of in the middle of nowhere. There aren't any other neighbors or anything like that. And as we zoom in, you can see that it is perfectly set. There is silverware and plates at like a fold-out table. There doesn't seem to be any food residue anywhere. And then you see a secret hatch underneath that opens up into a large metallic flying saucer. Within it, there are 3 large tanks, one of which has an ethereal blue glowing liquid within it. The other 2 remain empty. And as the morning breaks over the sun, or over the place that the RV is staying, the tube opens up and the goo makes its way out of the tube and into a human-shaped suit that is nearby. It's sort of like hanging loose like a puppet with cut strings. And as the goo oozes its way inside, it begins to close itself up behind. And they take in stock of testing the mouth and the eyes, making sure everything is moving. They like sort of take a moment to reflect on the 2 empty tubes where their parents once occupied, still missing, but then climbs up a rung ladder into the facade of an RV home. They don't need to consume food as we would know it. They regenerate in these tanks, but they do take a letter. The only sort of example that someone is living here off of a refrigerator, and it is the local high school sort of registration. And they straighten up the clothing that seems to be attached in part of this human suit, and they head out the door walking. They've calculated that they should arrive just in time if they begin their walk now.
Nice. Oh, I love so it's during the summer, so school is out. Are they heading
Oh,
to summer workshop, summer school, or maybe a
yeah.
community event?
Exactly. Yeah, I think that there is sort of maybe a welcoming sort of a thing that Monroe Jones has put on, or is talking about putting on, at least practicing for it. Uh, and they have the little invite.
Okay. So let's say then that since you were up near the break of day and oozing into your human suits, that
Like
you're
they do in Iceland.
of course. I've lived in Iceland. I lived there for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
We all ooze into human suits there.
That's what the saunas are for.
As you're walking up to the community center, I believe that you would see Eric finishing their quick dialogue with Monroe Jones as they are continuing forth. Monroe would then like wave at you and beckon you over.
There's
Like
a bit of a confused motion as they mimic the waving and then beckon Monroe over, not really understanding what's happening here.
and Monroe laughs and is like, you're always you're always so funny. Get over here.
Oh, yes, I will follow your instructions.
And as that happens, Invicta, tell us what this normal everyday July 24th, 2019 morning is for you.
Invicta is actually kind of making coffee. She's got her laptop. She lives in the same house she was being raised in. No her parents made sure she was taken care of. No one else knows this, but she knows why. She's still got a roof over her head that is hers. And there's a trust as to why she lives alone in this house as a 16-year-old. And she's, she's getting her auntie on early in life. She's got her laptop, she's got her coffee, and she's like watching outside to see who's around. It's like 7:38 in the morning, and she's kind of going between researching Cycle, this reclusive villain, and also kind of Googling her classmates, especially her hated enemy. Because, like, of course, there's articles about her. She's the golden girl. Everyone loves her. She's got all these awards and accolades, even though it's summer, she can't get away from hearing about this chick. And she's plotting kind of like what she can do if she ever gets to meet Cycle, but also what she's going to do when she finally graduates, even though that's kind of 2 years out. If she stays around long enough to graduate, she's plotting her evil empire.
Well, I'm definitely feeling a brains roll that's coming on here.
Oh, okay.
First roll of the game, yes. Let's go ahead and have that happen. And specifically, let's do your. It feels like your first ask was either finding out more about Candace or finding out more about Cycle. So choose one of those.
Let's go with Cycle to start.
All right.
All right.
Let's go ahead and we're going to set this difficulty because this is a mysterious supervillain. So success in this would be impressive, but unsurprising for heroes with serious skills. So we're going to set this at a 10 for you.
Well, that's a problem because I only get to roll a d8.
But it could explode.
You might explode.
True.
And also look at the pluses that you have for anything that hasn't been activated yet.
Nothing. Oh wait. Nope. That has nothing to do with kids. So yeah, I'm just rolling a straight D8 on this one.
Hey, if you get that 8, you'll explode.
Alas, it was only a 5.
Oh.
Okay. So this is a great point to say that whenever a roll is failed in Kids on Bikes and also Kids and Capes, that you will then get an adversity token that can be added to a future roll and or given to someone else.
Okay.
And also, each of our players, you will start with 3 adversity tokens.
Okay.
So at this time, Invicta, if you wanted to add those to your roll,
All
you
3.
can. You'd have to add all
Okay.
3. Or you can just accept having an adversity token at this point. And I would also add one of our stress from our stress table, which is with Kids and Capes, to accumulate for yourself. Are you okay with that?
I'm fine with the failure. It's the first one. Cycle is so reclusive. There's nothing in Google search. There's nothing in Bing. There's nothing anywhere. Like, she's tried everything, excluding Reddit. She's just like, man, this villain's really covering their tracks. It's like they don't want a protege or nothing.
Apparently. So go ahead and on your character sheet also put 1 stress on there. We're just gonna do 1 stress. That's still hey, you've got it, you're good going on, but you are gonna carry that 1 stress until you either take a restful sleep, do something fun outside of hero activities, and or seek professional help. So that is one of the new mechanics that is coming with Kids and Capes.
Seek professional help. Dang, you just said get some therapy.
Right? And it helps.
I'm keeping these notes on my phone because, well, I can't write on a PDF.
Yes.
All right.
So-
I now have 4 adversity tokens, correct?
You do. You have 4 adversity tokens.
All right.
So, and with that, yes, Invicta over their coffee. I'm feeling like they're an Americano person. Maybe not.
No, they're bougie in their coffee because they think they're so, I almost said rapscallion. That's not the right word. They think they're very like bougie, like they're very much above their classmates, not their few friends. But they're
So
having
macchiato,
a vanilla latte with
vanilla
milk.
latte. All right, they got that vanilla latte, no whip. Hey, so yes, and it's like a little hacker montage going through and not able to find anything on Cycle. They continue to be as reclusive for you as they do for anyone else in the city. Taking it back to Eric and Hugh that are at the community center, there with Monroe Jones as Eric is running by. So Hugh, you actually see Candace because you've hung out next to the community center. Candace then comes up to community center. She's going to be helping out Monroe Jones.
Greetings, Candace Kwan.
You know, I love how you do that. Greetings, Hugh Manby.
Yes, that is my full name.
I know that you and your other, I don't know, like your crew, you and your crew, if you wanted to hang out or if I could join you at your hangout sometime, it's just, I really like your friend Invicta. I think she is hilarious and she reminds me of me when I was young.
Wow, Candace Kwan, I'm sure Invicta would be thrilled to hear that. I should probably set up, what is it called? A play date?
That would be great. And I could talk to Justin about some of the heavy metal things that he's always into. I'm fascinated by, those kind of music genres. I'm usually just pop,
Right? I mean, how heavy can the metal be? It's music.
Yeah, adorable.
Ah,
Yes. Oh, okay. So since we're talking real quick, you and you're just so easy to talk to. I'm a
is
little
that a
worried
good thing?
about I'm a little worried about Xavier,
Oh
you know?
no.
Yeah, he's been working a lot at Essential Incorporated, and I'm a little bit, I have a bad feeling about Dr. Nate. I don't
Wait,
even know how to explain that, but I have such a bad feeling about that. I feel like he's done things and it's just, I don't know. I don't have anything to base this on.
baseless accusations are where things live, for sure. What has Xavier been doing for work that is strenuous?
I don't know, but he's been logging in some hours that it's a little beyond what you would expect for someone at his level of things to be doing. I
Because
just,
I know what a normal working hours would be for human beings, which we are.
indeed, yes, you know exactly. It's so easy to talk to you.
Yes, you have said that.
I guess I had to repeat it again.
And this is a quality that is good for people. Uh,
Uh, Hugh, I want you to go ahead and roll a charm for me. I want to see about your human empathy and also like how you are reading this.
Perfect. Yes. What is
Yes, we are gonna set this difficulty. We're gonna set it at a task where success is almost certain for skilled heroes, but not for ones who aren't. So we are setting this at a 7.
okay. I do have my D10 in charm, so I have a good shot. Nope, it's a 3.
It's
I can't even spend adversity to fix that.
okay. So add an adversity token
Will
into your
do.
total. We are going to give you 2 stress in this situation. So you have 2 accumulated stress that still has no effect on your
Copy.
character. But tell me, how does Hugh Man being show like this is you're still doing great, kid.
Yeah,
You're doing
yeah,
great.
yeah.
But this is kind of getting to him.
There are a series of like levers and buttons that are happening behind the scenes in this human suit, and just things are malfunctioning. And that's what Hugh is thinking. Like sweat begins to form on their brow. They start to clam up and start like getting paranoid and a bit shaky. And so they think that there's a system malfunction. And all of a sudden they just go as if they had powered down and restarted.
And Candace is we'll say Candace looks away
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
moment at like Monroe practice taking down the decoration.
with like a stopwatch to see how long it takes.
Exactly. So, and then comes back around and Hugh is back empowered.
Woo.
So, Eric, you are on your run. You do see Xavier. You see Xavier that he's leaving for Essential Incorporated in a very cool blacked out car that it looks like they sent for him. You know, he throws up a hey as he then slides into this like luxurious car, closes the door,
Must be nice.
and as that drives off.
Huh.
Justin, as your morning has or afternoon has continued forward, we're going to say that you've gone ahead and you've left your house. And then also with Justin, we're going to say that for the summer, you have some sort of activity or situation that has you located near Essential Incorporated. In fact, in the very building that they are also located in, although not in particular Essential Incorporated. What is that?
What if I have a part-time job at the coffee shop?
Excellent.
And I hate it, by the way. I hate it. They made me put my hair in a ponytail.
And as you walk in your what's the coffee place's name? Beans and Go?
Yeah. Bean Central.
Bean Central.
Essential.
Bean Central. As you go in for work at Bean Central.
Grinds me down, I'll tell you that much.
Yes, it does. You, as you roll in, you see Xavier in the building. It looks like he's been there for a little bit because you're rolling in the afternoon. As you are on your break and walking through the hall, you see Xavier walking through. It's like all glass windows, the Essential Incorporated part of the building. And you see Xavier heading to an office. And in particular, that room kind of looks like it's from like a sci-fi movie with like the archway and everything.
He's up to something, I know it. I hate that guy.
So at this point, everybody then has a central location or hangout that you go to. So where is that location that everybody has gravitated towards?
Can it be Bean Central?
Yes.
Let's say it's Bean Central. Everyone else shows up at Bean Central now at this point in time.
And like when I talk to them, I'm always getting yelled at by my boss. Because he won't let me hang out with my friends on the job. So unfair.
Invicta, Candace Kwan has said a request for a play date, which I am happy to set up for you. Their stepbrother, Xavier, seems to be overworked, which is bad for humans. I mean, for us.
You know when people say play date, they usually mean that for small children.
Oh, is there a more appropriate term that I should be using?
Hangout?
date?
No. I would not date Candace if my life depended on it.
When would that be the case?
Never.
Oh, hopefully.
It's a
you've never
turn
been
of
in that scenario.
it's a turn of phrase.
Wow, I've never heard that before.
Colloquial English.
I see. I will add that to my database. I mean, vocabulary. I mean, I'll remember.
Can I do some kind of check on you to see like what this is?
You know what? I would love that.
Because there's too many little slips in that 30 seconds. And since she spends too much time around machinery and not other humans, she's like, either you're an android or something's going on, or I need way more coffee. What should I roll?
This can be either a brains or charm roll. Like
Brains,
charm.
because I've got a D4 in charm.
Let's do it.
And would it be contested? Like,
yeah, let's see this as a contest.
no.
I'll do my charm.
Oh
10.
no.
10. So 10 is your difficulty.
I
Oh,
lost
it
that.
explode.
I lost because I still only
Okay.
have a D8. Even if I add.
16.
Well, you have outsmarted this human.
Sorry, I've yet to ingest my bean juice. You know how it is.
And she just like turns around to Justin and goes, "Can I get a quarter whip, half calf macchiato, please?"
Invicta.
Yes, Justin.
No, that's gonna take me like 10 minutes to make that, right?
Do I look like I'm going anywhere? Like my laptop is down. I've spread out. I've invited you and Eric to sit with me. We've got our own little table. I'm like, I tip well.
Actually, I slide in and drop a 20 in Justin's tip jar. I got you, boss.
See? Your friends got you.
So I go to start making the drink.
And whatever
I forget all
you,
the materials, the
yeah,
ingredients.
whatever you is going to get, that he calls bean juice.
Yes. Technically correct.
You are correct.
As y'all are sitting at your usual table at Bean Central, and as Justin is going ahead and making this very involved coffee string, Candace does walk in and looks around and sees Hugh and also Eric. Hi.
Come join us. We're having not a play date, but a hangout.
And I kick
Hi.
you under the table.
Ooh. Oh,
Hi, Eric. I saw you running this morning. I was talking with Monroe. You've got such great form. You're gonna make it like to varsity and track and everything this year.
Oh, I appreciate that. I got a lot of work to do, but thank you so much. Actually, I need to do another lap real quick. If I could, I'll just walk outside and take another lap real quick.
She throws up what she thinks is devil horns to Justin. Yes, Justin.
love.
And then she like hunkers down at the table as she see like Eric running by. Okay, I kind of talked to you about this earlier and about I just have a bad feeling about what Xavier is doing. Oh, like, hi Invicta, how are you doing?
And I just like push her face away.
It's like
Distance.
funny.
And I
You're always so funny.
just kind of look at her like, what reality do you live in that I'm amusing?
So remind me of me.
Never insult me like that again.
I am just so worried about Xavier. I brought it up to Hugh before, and she pulls out this key card, and I know that they're all on their lunch break. Either that or it's like they work weird hours over there. And I just wanted to check in on Xavier, but I don't want to go alone. And y'all are always together. Do you think like maybe you could come with me?
And I
We
just,
should.
you. Why should we help you with your brother?
Well, Xavier helps out so many people, and
None of us.
y'all are so strong, stronger than me, just
A
in different
piece of
ways.
Wet paper is stronger than you.
Well, okay. I know that you're young and there's hormones going on right now, and I was the
Stop
same way.
talking. I'm just like, Invicta's gonna be the one that probably murders this girl. Because she's like, excuse me, what did you just say to me?
But if y'all could kind of back me up, I think my key card should work.
How much is in this for us?
A round of whatever you want from Essential on me.
No, that's not really anything I can buy us around. I said how much as in money, real money.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, I'm kind of a, graduate student. So,
We're kind of kids.
I mean, I guess I can pay you like a
Yeah.
day rate. I can
Oh,
pay you a
excellent.
worthy day rate, each of you.
My
What would
first
that be?
job.
And then she names what is a good day rate for high schoolers in Detroit, Michigan in 2019.
And I just laugh at her.
Well, okay, then if y'all aren't going to back me up, it's fine, but I'm going to go over there and I'm going to see what Xavier is up to.
Has Eric returned?
I was gonna say, can I come back around and like walk, like run back in, like, all right, cool, whew. Ah, man, that was a crazy lap. What's going on?
We're going
your
into
company.
Xavier's office. We're going to see what he's doing. I don't trust Dr. Nate, and I think Xavier is in over his head.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, let's do it.
Wait, who was we?
We're going with Invicta, and we get a day rate. Are you in, Justin? And I'll call out over the counter.
Yeah, my shift actually is about to end, so perfect timing. Just what I want to do, too. Work after I worked.
All right, I put everything in my bag, and I'm just like, we better not get caught.
I'm sure we could talk our way out of it. And Candace bounces up and heads towards the door, kind of does like a inclestine looking left and right, and then goes into the Essential Incorporated part of the building, looks back over her shoulder and is like beckoning.
Does she?
She heads towards the door that Eric previously you saw, or Justin, you saw Xavier go into, the one that looks like it's a door like from a sci-fi movie. There is a keypad and also looks like a bioprint next to the door. Candace goes up, looks over at y'all, swipes her key card onto that pad, and the door opens. You see her walk inside. As each of you then follow her, the doors close shut behind you. Each of you wake up on this beautiful July 24th, 2019 day. It is a very normal day for everyone. Justin, you wake up a little bit later. It's maybe around 1 p.m. and you wake up in your room that has Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath posters on the wall. You flip on your music and this bracing music comes up that's going out throughout your house and then also into the neighborhood. There's a pile of laundry that still waiting to be done in the corner. Eric, you've made sure that each of your siblings has been properly fed as you start off at your 6:08 a.m. on the dot lap around your actual community. This community that is far from downtown of Detroit, Michigan. It's more rural than downtown is, but also it's a community that holds itself together. You indeed go past the community center where you see Monroe Jones that is going ahead and practice putting up a bunch of things that are going to be happening in about a week from now. Hugh, as you gooeyly slide into your human suits and then work your way up into the RV facade, you notice the reminder that you put for yourself on the refrigerator that is like, oh, okay, let me stop by the community center. I wanted to help out Monroe. As you make your way to there, expertly piloting the number of levers that control emotion and then also motion. It's so much to have to do to these humans. You see Eric run by on their morning jog and also Monroe Jones. And you have an interaction with Candace where she tells you how she's worried about Xavier and in particular Dr. Nate. Eric, on your run, you see Xavier get into a blacked out, like, looking good car as he goes off to Essential Incorporated. Invicta, you slam your laptop close. It's like once you can't find anything on cycle as you very calmly sip your vanilla latte and start thinking about what else that you're going to do with your day. I'd like for everybody to roll a brains roll right now. This is a difficulty of 10. You have adversity tokens. You can also give adversity tokens to other people.
Do you
try
do
to
that
figure out-
before you roll?
You can do it for me. I'm gonna do house rules. You can also do it after you roll. I am not a stickler on that, so the difficulty is 10. Let me know how close you get.
I got a 6.
Got a 5.
I got a
I got it.
6, but I'd have to use
got it.
all my tokens.
I got an 8, but I'm going to use 2 of my tokens to make it a 10.
Okay. So is anybody else using their tokens to meet the difficulty?
Nah.
Okay, I want for everybody else to take an adversity token, and I want for everybody else to take 2 stress. So if you had stress before, add 2 onto it. Nobody should be over 4 stress, so you're still doing great, kid. You know, everything's going good. Hugh, you're going to take 1 stress because Hugh, as you are talking to Candace and you see Eric go by and the same conversation is happening again as Candace beckons to you. Monroe was beckoning to you and says, "Get over here.
You come here.
You come here."
Okay.
You realize that this is a temporal loop that is happening.
I can even say on like the humanish suit, the HUD that comes in, like the date is re-recording over something else, and it's confusing to me. It's like, wait, there must be something wrong.
You not only realize that the day is looping, you then check your records that you already have established in there, and you know this is not the first time that it's looped. It has been July 24th, 2019 for at least 4 days.
4 days.
Everyone has been doing this same thing. Upon this realization, your powers then manifest. Human being,
Yes.
tell us about your powers. Tell us your cape. Tell us your powers and detail to us how they manifest.
Yeah, I think so. There was a moment where Hugh in the previous loops had a bit of a social glitch out moment, and instead of that happening, they feel the surge of like adrenaline that is like uncalled for, and they realize because of the conflicting records, it's activated the security system of this suit, and so they quickly duck out of the way so they don't get noticed by the human beings around here. But they duck behind one of the houses, let's say on the street, into like a backyard, and the human part of them starts to pulse with like a liquid that's going throughout the entire suit, and it starts to expand their limbs, and they become like hulking almost, with still the same tiny head, but they get larger, and the clothing that they had sort of morphs into a suit. So it looks almost like a futuristic space suit that is pumping full of some sort of mysterious liquid. And they are a tank, and they have body control. So they're able to extend, contract, and strengthen their body suit, as it were.
As you've ducked into this backyard, and as you are, your
Hulking.
body is hulking out,
Yeah.
and your body is emanating this presence, and you're realizing this control that you have, but then also kind of not control that you have of these new powers. And finally, you have powers. You have powers in this world of humans, and you're also so alone. It's it's just you, and then you realize you feel someone watching you.
Uh-oh.
You look over and you see KT.
Ah.
KT is in the corner staring at you, lighting a fire just to arson. Like in this random backyard. He's kind of like hunked over a little bit, and he's looking at you. He's like, "Oh, you too, huh?"
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you know the day's repeating? You know that?
you figured it out. You are so clever for a human.
Oh, I knew it.
Huh?
I knew there was something off about you. For a human,
Okay, so I know
Oh,
what it
that's so
looks like.
cool.
If you don't tell anyone my secret, I will help you build the computer of your dreams like you always talk about.
I bet.
Oh, okay. I bet $50 that you won't tell anyone.
Oh, dude. As KT then gets from his crouch position and extends himself up, you see like he gets higher than his normal height of 5'8". He stretches up into like about 6'5", and then he snaps it back down. He's like, "Yeah, me too. Where where are you supposed to be after this?"
Oh, well, I'm supposed to be accompanying Candace on a mission into Essential Incorporated,
I
but
think that's where all of this is. I think that's where all of this is located.
Dr. Nathan.
Let's get over there.
Wait, I need to get the crew together.
Where will they be right now?
To Bean Central.
Oh, that crappy coffee place?
The bean juice is adequate.
All right. Yeah, I guess so. Hey, I know that one of your friends works there, so
Yeah.
you vibe with them, I vibe with them.
Well, I vibrate on a similar frequency to other human beings, just as a human would.
Dude.
Mhm.
As you then go to Bean Central and you stay there and wait, you're there a little bit early, actually. So,
Am I still in my like hulked out form, or
oh,
has it sort of
do you
settled down?
want to be? Or are you going to
I
settle
think
down?
it cuts to there's like the chime of the door opening, and there is like a large shirt that is hastily buttoned over it. So I just look like it's stretched at the buttons like a large man who's just put on some tight clothing.
That's how you look.
Mhm.
Definitely, when the rest of the crew arrives, you will notice a difference with Hugh. And you've never seen Hugh hanging out with KT. All of you arrive at Bean Central. Hey, Justin. I don't want any coffee. Do you have something that's not coffee? KT.
Yeah, we got tea, we got water, we got like those fancy sodas over there in the fridge. What do you want?
I'll just take a green tea, my dude.
All right.
He puts a 10 down and he's like, keep the change. It doesn't matter anyway.
What's with the big tippers today? Doesn't matter anyway. All right. Grab the tip, not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Hot water, start making the green tea.
Hugh, these are your friends. I mean, you want to explain to them what's going on?
Yes, my crew. We are stuck in a time loop.
I'm sorry, what?
That's the expression I was expecting. We are stuck in a time loop. It has been this day for approximately 4 days. I believe the source of this is coming from Essential Industries, or Essential Incorporated. We must accompany Candace Kwan, who is worried about their step-sibling, Xavier. And Dr. Nathan gives a bad feeling in the stomach.
How about we take her card and we go in, because what if she's part of it?
Candace Kwan?
Yes.
Oh, that little muffin? Whatever. At that point, Candace Kwan then comes in. She has a worried expression on her face and sees Hugh.
I do look different, but it is not to worry. I have allergies.
She throws up a sign to Justin. Hey, Justin. Rock life forever.
Really don't want to help her at all.
Neither do I. I was outvoted.
So wait, so Candace is the one that you helped your last loop, Hugh?
Yes.
All right, because I followed, and he's saying this to everyone. Yeah, so he's right. that there's a time loop that's going on right now. From what I can clock, maybe 3 or 4 days have happened, and it's the same day. We're groundhogging day this. I've tried a lot of different things. I followed Monroe Jones, and she comes to Essential Incorporated for like an off the books meeting, but I followed her, but the day started again. I followed Xavier. I like tagged along with him. He always goes into his office. The office closes and the day starts again.
Wait a moment. I have just found something in my memory banks of my brain. I believe we have walked in there on a previous loop, and I woke up in my tube bed.
Can we break the cycle by not going in there?
Ooh. But how would
I've tried that too. I literally hot wired a car and just drove in a direction. And then at a certain amount of time, everything restarted again. The only thing I can think of is that maybe I never actually talked to Xavier. It's just like he went to his office.
Eric, what do you think we should do?
Well, where is Xavier right now? I just saw him like pull around in this like weird car. Should
Maybe
we
he's
just try to
going,
follow him?
maybe we got to interact with him. Maybe there's something there.
Let's do it.
All right. Out of character, quick question. Would any of us have any kind of weaponry, something where if something pops off, I mean, I just have my hands for now.
You are normal teenagers.
Hmm.
Literally, the only activated person right now is humanity.
I'm not hitting anybody
But
with
let's
back.
So what if the key to the bathroom at the coffee shop is somehow attached to a full-size baseball bat?
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? I love it. If you wanna give me an adversity token, I'll give you that full
Nice.
size bat.
All right.
Okay.
Giving it.
All right.
One
We're just
earlier.
gonna have that be so now you have, yes, a bathroom key with a full size bat attached to it.
Alright.
Yes, so why not? I want everybody to do another brains roll. You are going to get a +2 to this because KT and Hugh Manning have described this to you, and I'm also going to lower the difficulty by 2, so now it is an 8. So +2 to whatever you have. The difficulty is now an 8.
So I finally
That's
rolled
good.
an 8 on a d8, and with that I have a 10, and I exploded.
Hey.
So
I had a 6 again, so I
You
And-
have it. You have adversity tokens. So you're going to use 2 of them to. Oh, you have an 8. So you had a 6 plus the.
yeah,
2.
I got a 6 plus the 2, so that's an 8. Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Excellent.
Wait, how many tokens did we start with? Sorry about that.
3.
You started with 3.
And then we got an extra one if we didn't explode the last time.
If you did,
To get the baseball bat,
yes,
but still have 3 left.
you still have 3 adversity tokens. Also, any of your team members can give you adversity tokens.
Well, is that just a re-roll or will that add? So
That adds. So
How's it
each one is 1 point.
well, you get a +2.
With I,
You
with
get
the
a-
+2, I rolled a 3.
I'll give you one.
Oh.
Oh wait, I'll give you.
Okay, well you have 3 adversity tokens that you can use. You get them at start of game.
Let's just use them. Let's use all 3 of them then.
Yeah.
That 8. I need to know.
I've got a total of 12 then.
Would I be able to? I know this is probably like out of it, but like, would I be able to like use protective to like give him a roll? I don't know. Like,
Like,
I can add +3 to my roll.
Well, at this point, with this explanation that has happened with KT and Hugh Manbeing, as Justin like grabs this full size bat that's attached to this like little bathroom key, and let's say y'all head this is in the storage room. That's where the bathroom key was located. Upon the realization that this loop has been happening, upon the belief that you believe in your bud, Hugh, and then also KT, who has no reason to lie to y'all at all. Y'all left Candace in the coffee shop, so she doesn't know what's going on. You're in this storage room. Each of you now awaken to your latent powers. Invicta, what does it look like? And describe, you're within this storage room with these other with these other your buds. What does it look like to be awakened to your powers?
Invicta has almost like a negative void magical girl transformation
Nice.
where it's like this black and silver cloud kind of goes around her, and kind of like the comics she's read as a kid, the game she's played, where she just like pulls her hands apart and there's just a beam of black energy between them. And it's just it's very dark, it's very mysterious, and it's almost like she's become a void, a reflection of her inner self. She's got her hood up, she's like wearing the blackest Vanta black you've ever seen on anyone, and she's just got like, it's almost like she's in a pause screen for a game. She's just got black smoke and black vapor around her hands.
Nice. And as that pulses and everything from you as you're playing with this void within your hands, Justin, what does your transformation look like? What is going on?
All of a sudden, I'm in a full leather suit. My hair is flowing with wind, but you don't know where it's coming from. And then you realize that dust is starting to form a circle around my head. And I levitate 1 foot off of the ground.
As this dust spear just envelops you, that you can also see around you, and it kind of spikes out and contracts. Is obviously something that you are able to control as you are utilizing the dust particles to also be able to levitate with it. Eric, what does your transformation look like?
So it's kind of like what's that movie? Leroy, Last Dragon.
Oh.
So I get the glow. So around, like my afro becomes like highlighted, and like there's like vibrations in the room that I feel like no one else can feel, and like I kind of see in between like sound and speed. There's something like that's going on, and I'm like, if I take 1 step forward, I'm like on the other side of where I thought I was supposed to be. And I'm like, oh wait, y'all can't see this. I'm like, and there's like electricity like flowing in between my hands, and I'm like, oh shit. I mean, damn, I'm real bad.
KT takes this moment to then stretch taller than his height, and then also stretch his arms out. And he's like, we're all here. We're all here. We all got this.
And then Hugh takes off the shirt to reveal the suit underneath. It just says, yes, we're all aliens.
What now?
Huh?
You see like the void turn and like almost like an anime where it's like the exclamation of what?
Yeah.
But it's my void kind of expressing my feelings.
At that, the storage room door bangs open. Candace sticks her head in. Xavier's right outside. Come on, let's catch him. She doesn't even clock that y'all have all changed. As she then runs back into Bean Central. KT runs after her. Do y'all follow?
Yeah.
Everybody
Sure.
follows behind.
Oh yeah.
You see Xavier booking it down the hallway towards this sci-fi door. And Candace like, wait, Xavier, wait, we have to talk to you. He waves her off and goes, hey, I forgot something downstairs. Be back. Then we can head home. He dashes into the office. The doors close, and it is a beautiful July 24th morning.
No.
Each of you are in your beds, and actually it is morning. It is not night as it usually is for Justin. And you hear the usual sounds that you have heard now that everybody has awakened to the loop. You all wake up later in the morning than you normally would. It is definitely past 6:08 a.m. However, it is earlier than 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And you each find a Mobius strip taped to your forehead with an address on the back of it. Each of you is still awakened to your powers. That is an access that you have. Something with Kids and Capes is that you awakened, you have starting powers. There is a skill tree that is involved. So you are on the very first level of everything with that. We're going to say that this has not been a restful sleep because you are stuck in this loop. So any stress that you have accumulated is still there. Has anyone gone over 4 stress yet?
I'm at 4.
At 4.
2.
Good to know. The address that's on the back of the Mobius strip, all of you are very familiar with. It's the address to your school. The school that's out for the summer.
Huh. Interesting.
I text the group.
There is like a group chat that pops up on a futuristic computer within the RV. And it's sort of like Hugh has to take the mobile version of that because he doesn't have an Earth phone.
WhatsApp opens on my laptop, and I'm like, what?
Look at your forehead!
You mean this? And I'm just holding it because I'm like, oh, this is Cycle's calling card.
Michael.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna fast forward a little bit. You all meet at the school. You're gonna see that the doors are all opened. They're unlocked. The building is seemingly empty. As a crew, each of you with your awakened powers decked out, walking through this, you feel that it was on the Mobius strip itself. It specifically said the principal's office. You perhaps feel an energy that is coming from the principal's office as well. As you walk into there stands a figure. They have a masked face that has a Mobius strip on it. The rest of their outfit is indeterminate. There is a cape. They are levitating off the ground. And as they're standing there and they see each of you, you hear an indiscriminate voice. You cannot tell if they are femme or masc. Well, well, well. I was wondering if any of you would wake up. I was wondering if I would have to do this alone. Just know now, I will not stop this until my ultimate plan is complete. I am trying to make things more equal for all heroes. Are you going to let this individual keep talking?
So we haven't sort of gone into the principal's office. They're sort of in there alone, or is it that we're all in this room together?
Let's say the door to the principal's office is behind you. Let's say this is a pretty big principal office. They are standing, they're levitating behind the desk as they are monologizing to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to run right up to him. Where are my parents?
Oh, nice.
What did you do?
There are some that don't belong in this time cycle. I have no use for them, so they're not here. And they'll stay outside until I am able to awaken everyone that needs to be awakened within this time loop. There is haves and a world with many have-nots, and I am going to even the scales. they're not part of the equation. So they're not coming back in until I'm done.
Well, not if I can't make you. I'm gonna try to strike them down.
Hey.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll. Looks like we're going into combat if everybody's okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was about to be like, I want to subscribe to this newsletter.
We're gonna go for
So, Sonic Shock,
yeah.
which I believe is your superhero moniker. Tell me what it is that you are doing to Cycle, who has not identified themselves. I probably shouldn't have said that. To this individual Cycle. What is it that you're trying to do with your newly discovered powers?
I want to run behind them and punch them in the back.
Okay. All right.
So in front of them, and then like really quick.
Okay, so that is a 2-part attack. So we're gonna have you roll for you being able to. You're utilizing your energy control to make yourself faster. So we're gonna do a roll for that, and then we're gonna do a roll for the actual hit itself. So
Got it.
the second one will be the brawler roll. The first one is going to be the energy control. So what is the stat that you chose for your energy control?
Can I use grit?
All right, so you're going to get a +1 to grit. So Cycle is a level 15 difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
So something that is also with Kids and Capes is that it isn't initiative order. It is literally, there's either a series of rounds or it's that there is a set difficulty that must be overcome by everybody in the group to whether there will be a success or whether the villain succeeds. So chances are you may or may not hit this 15 to be able to get behind them, but let's see where we go with that.
Okay, roll d20. Ha, that is a 3.
Oh.
Okay. All right, so we're not going to do the second part of that because you
tripped, maybe.
Yes. Tell me what happens with Sonic Shock. This is, we're not going to say it's the worst failure that could ever happen, but this is a 13 gap towards what could happen there. So you are going to take 4 stress in this situation. Like I said, not the worst possible thing possible, but with that stress table, describe to me what happens with Sonic Shock. You're new to these powers. What's happening?
Yeah, I don't realize like how fast I'm going, and maybe like I look over at like my skin and I think it's like ripping off, and I'm like, whoa, I'm moving too fast. Wait. I gotta back up.
Okay, so you've entered the everyone gets a little busted up narrative. You are going to take a -1 to your grit rolls at this point, but you will get a +1 to what is your lowest stat?
That's flight.
You get a +1 to flight. So a -1 to grit and a +1 to flight right now until that stress is relieved. Justin, you see Sonic Shock stumble and fall. The skid has happened. Cycle is looking down at Sonic Shock and isn't paying attention to you. What is it that Zone Out, if anything, wants to do?
What Zone Out is going to do is what was portended to earlier, that you will see the dust. Every particle of dust on the desk and the floor all swirls into a baseball-sized ball. I take the bat that I had and I hit it with the bat, and the dust ball goes flying right into Cycle's face.
Since this is a new cycle of time and you haven't gotten that baseball bat, but let's say you have one at home and you grabbed it to then take with you. So of course a misunderstood punk would totally have one. So we're going to do this as
in my jeans at all times.
so apparently your jeans are hammer space or bag of holding. So let's go ahead and let's do the range combat first for you being a shooter. So did you choose fight or grit?
Shows grit.
Chose grit. Okay, so let's go ahead and have that be your roll for this. Let's see if it connects, and then we'll see about matter control.
All right. Ooh, I do get with my +1 a 16.
Excellent. Okay, so you definitely then are going to hit cycle. So for matter control, let's go ahead and do the roll for that. I want to see what this does.
And then what die am I using on that one? The same?
Oh, okay. So for that one, let's go ahead and do brawn for that, the D10. There isn't a difficulty on this. Just go ahead and do the roll and let me see, because you have definitely connected.
So got a 10.
Roll it again. That explodes.
And then I got a 5.
Okay, so 15. So 16 a hit and then another 15. So Cycle has all of their attention that is on Sonic Shock. As they look up to, it looks like they're going to be looking at Invicta next. Zone Out. Tell me how this looks with the hit that you connected with Cycle.
You see the dust ball that I hit like Barry Bonds go right into his face and then just explode and then swirl around him, and then like earlier when you said the dust particles go in and out, so it hits him once and then goes like this and then hits him again.
Cycle is lifted by your dust activation. I'm sure you'll come up with, as you continue as a hero.
Sound doesn't sound right, so we'll have to come up with something. I'm still, developing my powers here.
Yeah, maybe you say that out loud, like dust ball activation. Or dust ball activation. Or dust ball. But it does indeed contract around and restrict Cycle like it's like a second Duskin, and then expands out. You see he does, they do flip onto the desk and do like a superhero landing onto the desk, and they're like, they're kind of winded a little bit. And looking up at you, Zone Out, and it's like, are you telling me that you don't want a world where all of us can unlock our power potential? Where it's not just the richy riches that get to decide who gets powers and who doesn't?
I do, but I don't want to listen to you.
Invicta, Cycle is a superhero landing on the desk. It looks like he's about to go into another monologue. What would you like to do?
So, I would like this equal place. And I actually pull up a void wall in front of me and Cycle and stop the others from being able to see us or hear. And I just turn to Cycle and go, I've been looking for you. I want what you want.
As you are both encapsulated in this void circle, and Cycle's looking around, and you can't see their expression, but you feel they're a little impressed. Are you willing to join me then to create a world where anyone can be granted the potential to become a superpowered person? Because I'm about to wipe the floor with my friends.
Could you maybe just incapacitate them? And we could leave. I mean, we're all kids. I decided to grow up early.
I would like for there to be more soldiers as part of my super powered army.
And
If they won't listen, then they're my enemy.
so I pull up a Discord server and go, 500 people who think like we do. I got you.
I need a role for this.
Come on.
Love this direction. I love it. I just need to know how well it works. Grit this, because this is big moves.
Perfect.
This is big moves. As you see, Cycle half believing you, half not, starting to do a Mobius strip in between their hands, which is growing bigger and bigger, and is starting to skim along your void walls and even extending out of your void walls. You have a sense that this person is about to reset the loop again.
Oh, with all my bonuses, 17.
Woo. Well, Cycle's difficulty for everything is 15. So, and that's like, that definitely does what it needs to do. Your Discord server. Actually, no, you tell me. You tell me.
My Discord is named like Misfits Trying to Break the Cycle. I thought I was clever. And I just quickly skim through and just show we're all disenfranchised. We all have lost something. None of us were awakened until this happened. And we all have been looking for you for a way to reach out to find out how we could join your cause. So you can recruit me. I'm yours. Just the only thing I will ever ask is to spare them. They are my few friends. When we next meet on the battlefield, they can be enemies, but for right now, please let them go. But you got me, and then you have a very willing audience awaiting you in every command.
Cycle does a flick of their hand, and your void wall then goes down. It's as in, it's not that it was dispelled, it's that it was rewound back before you had even cast it.
Okay.
Just specifically that. The rest of you see Cycle, who looks like they just talked to Invicta, reach their hand out to shake hands with Invicta.
Hugh had a huge, like, engorged fist about ready to punch into that void, and then as soon as it goes down, sort of like hesitates for a moment as they see the two of them.
Oh, I take their hand.
Cycle shakes Invicta's hand, looks over at Zone Out, and gives them a little salute.
You see
I'm
a
gonna-
Swallow? No!
Sonic Shock, you look at Cycle, looks at you and gives you a little salute. At the last second, KT steps into right where Invicta and also Cycle are, as the rest of you see this Mobius strip expand out and then contract around the three of them. The three of them disappear. You are in the principal's office alone. As you wake up to a beautiful July 24th, 2019 morning, but not Invicta, not KT, and certainly not Cycle. As the real haves versus the have-nots of the superhero world have now begun. Wow. Thank you so much, all of you.
So good.
Thank you.
Invicta's coming back as like a big bad for like a later season sort of a thing for sure. Like overall villain.
Okay, so we have to do this again when the Kickstarter's over. I need to get my villain on.
Uh-huh.
You gotta have Little Dipper and Zone Out and Sonic Shock. Maybe this is like a Avengers split, like Civil War.
Oh no. Okay, but who's Bucky and who's Tony and who's
Right.
Captain America?
Pick sides.
Oh man, I want all the parts of this. But that is literally what Kids and Capes is about. It's about taking that time to have the origin story. Yes, you have this wonderful combat system. Yes, you have risk, you have stress, you have all of these other like new tropes to have, and a number of other things that we didn't even touch on for this particular actual play. But it's one of my favorite additions that they have to the Kids on Bikes in general. And I hope that in the future that I can invite all of y'all back to be able to either continue this story or do a different one with all new characters. So can we do a round robin where people can find you? And then I'm going to do a quick closeout where everyone can find this Kickstarter. So let's go ahead and let's do with, I was literally about to call you Eric. Joseph, go ahead and tell them where to find you.
What's going on? Thank y'all for having me. You can find me on all things at @BlackNito_ and at Tabletop Jocks. If you want to come watch some tabletop magic or D&D or other stuff going on, yeah, hit it up.
Jason Charles Miller, please put yourself over.
That's all you got to do. You just got to type Jason Charles Miller into your favorite social media. I will pop right up and you'll see me smiling there, and hope to talk to you soon.
Xander, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm everywhere at Xanderiffic. I stream on my personal channel, as well as I do a lot of work over at Pixel Circus, so I'm appearing in a lot of stuff over there and various tabletop things throughout the year. So definitely keep an eye out on my socials.
And entering her villain era, Tanya, please let them know where they can find you.
You can find me everywhere as Cypher of Tyr, CYPHEROFTYR. Mostly streaming on my personal channel before I log into work and go do the dev thing. Also seeking to be back on a show again because it's been a little dry since Black Dice ended. So yeah, if you are having a show in the mornings or evenings or weekends, I'm down. And yeah, just find me everywhere online. I mostly turn into a Baldur's Gate streamer. And on occasion, I make dice.
Yeah, so when I'm not Cycle or Candace, I'm Markeia McCarty. I'm the community director for Hunters Entertainment, but I'm also a game master, voiceover actor, and a producer for all things tabletop and nerd stuff in general. So you can follow me at Markeia McCarty. You can follow Hunters Entertainment at Hunters _ent when it's on Twitter, Hunters Entertainment and other places. If you are on YouTube, then it is Hunters Books. And with the Kids and Capes Kickstarter, that is live now. Go ahead to Kickstarter.com. Just put in Kids and Capes. And we are constantly rolling out with new things. We're going to be showcasing new mechanics. We have a number of collaboration channels that are also doing their own actual play versions. They're not doing this particular adventure, which is called All Summer Long, written by Austin Taylor, who is one of the creators of Kids and Capes. But they have their own adventures, and everything is well worth seeing. So you can check out Misty Mountain Legends for their one-shot. They're also throughout June. You have Swole Initiative Network that every Thursday will be doing a Kids and Capes campaign, and they'll be able to take the time with you to have origin, combat, and aftermath that happens, because everything happens in the real world and there are real world consequences for all these powers. And especially if you don't have that Tony Stark money to just like sweep things up and out of the rug, what is one to do? And also, secret identities are a thing. So I hope that you really enjoyed this actual play. I know that I enjoyed this actual play. Y'all are nuts good. I enjoyed them so much. So for everyone here at Hunters Entertainment, please check out the Kickstarter. Like, comment, and share for all of the above. And please, please, please continue to play great games with great people. We'll catch you next time.